How can I switch off processing separately? Well, sometimes it can be that we don't want a processing which has been created automatically. For example, the notch for the eaves boarding. So for those two, it has been created for the whole length. So, and first I would just make these two visible. So with this button over here. And now we can mark them and go to mark points of intersection. Here you can see the rafter eaves boarding, and then we go to modify, change components jointly, and here at the eaves boarding we can set the create processing at intersection to no. Alright, and we can see that the blue markings change to brown, and now those two rafters are thicker than the others. So when we go back to normal 3D view, we can see there's no notch, and before it was for the whole length. So another example could be that you want to cut the purlin to the rafter system. So for example, we could cut it to the rafter, and the rafter should lose its bird's mouth. So for that we could create a vertical section on this rafter. And then, oh no, first we should measure the length from here to here. Right, with copy this dimension, and now we can mark the purlin, go to punch, and down here we can select the punching depth, and down here probably, I think you cannot see it, it's depth absolute, and with paste I can put it in. Now we can create a punch. Alright, so, and now we can go back to 3D view, and we see, alright, the purlin has been cut, but still the rafters have the bird's mouth. So we mark all of the rafters. That should lose the bird's mouth. On the other side too. Plus this one. Alright, we just make those visible. Go back to this view, and now we mark all of the rafters. We go to mark points of intersection again, and here you can see the processings, but you have to keep an eye on them because there are several, so it's pretty hard to select them. We can go to size over here and make them smaller, and now it's much easier to mark them. So these ones, right, and on the other side too. Oh, come on. I don't know what the problem is. So let's just mark them. Alright, and now we go to modify, change components jointly, And on the processing rafter and produce, we can change it to no. And if we now go back to 3D view, we can see that the bird's mouth is gone. So and now a thing you really have to take care of is the point of intersection at the beginning and the end of a member. So if we, for example, take this one and go to points of intersection, there is a processing at the beginning and at the end of it. You cannot see it because of the size, so when we make it bigger, here it will appear, and here again. And if we go to modify, and here you can change the this to no, a warning will appear. So, and here it says at least one processing at the end of one component has been deactivated. This can lead to problems if there are no other end processings at this component. It's very important that you just read it and you understand what it will say. So if you just say OK and you confirm it, you will see that the component doesn't have black edges anymore. And we can also see it that the marking has changed from blue to brown, and it is now really destroyed, so it has no end, and it will also not appear in the material list anymore. If we change it back to yes, you will see the black edges come back, and the dot will be blue again. And so keep an eye on that. Alright, so these could be some ways to switch off processings with points of intersection.